Hello and welcome to a Smart P video, and today we are looking at X-Men issue 11 from Marvel. And the writer is Jed MacKay, penciler Netho Diaz. Sean Parsons is on the ink. Flutes Jujo is on the colorist. And letters VC Clayton's Cows. And I apologize if I said any name wrong. Here is the cast of X-Men you can expect. Our story begins with a crash bang wallop. And you can tell from the cover that is going to be something to do with, well, aliens. So our story begins with Hank McCoy working with young Jen to try and figure out her mutant powers, and it is quite clear that she is able to adapt, sort of similar to what Darwin could do, because when she turned into this to swim in water, she was thinking of the water and jumping into the destroyed lake. Now, what I don't understand, considering how much this has affected her, this initial change, surely the first thing that Hank would focus on would be for her to get some sort of sense of control in terms of her powers. Instead, he says, think it as if you can fly, and she transforms into having great big wings and sort of like a bird-like hysteria. So rather than just getting her to control it and then expand, and then simply she's quite excited, says, do you think I can ever, get some sort of control where I can look human from time to time? Because then that gives her a sense of, I can go out into the world and then I can still do this. But he says, we don't have the answers yet. We have to continue experimenting. Surely this is the first experiment. And perhaps in some ways this is perhaps one of the reasons why Beast, the original Beast, went down very, very dark paths, because he put the experiment before well-being, etc., or the patient. So meanwhile, Scott, they are in the air. There is something going on, and he is challenging the team to think about what's going on. There's something heading towards us. It's about 20 minutes ago that the crash happened, and a bit of an homage to original X-Men. He is giving them points for correct answers, etc. And then he wants Ileana to use the Marauder X Drive and to jump there. And she says, "What's in it for me?" She can be very childlike because she missed out on her child. And he says, you get 30 points." She's like, got you. I would have done it for 20 points. And then we get a little bit between Psylocke and Quentin, some nice little banter, saying, "God, they're making me feel like I'm taking crazy pills." And she's like, "I've been slipping you crazy pills." So I love that little banter about him. So Cyclops reaches out to the speeder that they don't know who's on there, and it is none other than he's dead. So they land the Marauder, and Ileana, realizing who it is, casts her mind back to New Mutants 2019, issue 1, the Krakoa era, where Chris Summers sort of did them dirty and left them on the Shi'ar, if I remember correctly. So she gives him a quick bang and wallop. So there is something else going on as well. There is something inbound, and Chris Summers saying, "I didn't crash it because I'm a bad pilot. I crashed it because I needed you. And they've been chasing me for a long time." So rather than getting to the point, as a normal father perhaps would do if they... in fact, no, I've got to keep my mouth shut because it will ruin the surprise. He sort of blabbers around it, and you got an Acanti after them, and Acantis are known for being boarded, controlled, etc., and that is no different in this case. So Temper is going to return the fire, and Cyclops is leading a boarding party. Meanwhile, Chris Summers is trying to get in it. I feel like there is a little theme in the background. I read the Phoenix series, and Chris Corsair popped into that recently. So I feel like there's something bubbling in the background. I'm not sure it's connected to this, but there's something going on there. I like how they also immediately now say, well, you're a space pirate, you must be up to something as well. That seems to be a continuous theme, whereas perhaps before it's not been so like that. So Scott Summers goes running off and not listening to Corsair. Meanwhile, you got some beautiful artwork there. Temper firing at the Akanti, taking out their weapons and stuff. So Corsair's still trying to talk to Scott Summers. Quinn's like, yeah, I'll put you through. And he says, you know what? I'm a better pilot than you. Let me pilot. And he says, no, this is a psychic interface, you know, but I'll put you through to Scott. So he explains to Scott that, do you know how much it costs for them to create such a hole in space for me to get here? It costs billions of credits. The bounty on me was 2.5 credit, and that is when it is realized that, oh wait, they're here to capture Scott Summers and not Christopher Summers. It was just the Summers they were after, and Corsair was there to warn them. So which is yeah, I think it's quite a fun. I mean, remember, we've got a few issues here in between the last event and this new event, so this is just a gap filler, just to keep us interested. So meanwhile, Canada's finest from the Vindicator has been given jurisdiction to clean up the mess that started in Canada and enter Alpha Flight out of nowhere. And this is the Event X Manhunt, which starts next week, I believe, and part 1 of 7 begins with the Uncanny X-Men issue 11. I will be collecting that, so just make sure you're subscribed to my channel to see me run through that issue. So yeah, so I thought this is cool. So we've obviously got another issue, which I believe is actually due any day now, and I'm a tad couple of weeks behind by mistake. My fault this time, not anybody else's. So there we go, another fine issue of X-Men. I really did enjoy that. The art was on point. The characters, some nice interchanging characters as they all grow on me as a team. Let me know what you think in terms of this issue. Did you enjoy this? Are you skipping X-Men? What are you reading right now? If you like my channel, please do subscribe. Really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that is subscribed. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.